Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here, in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already, created a user account. That way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. I think I'm live. Is that right? Does it look right? Are we? I don't know. My computer's been acting weird this morning. My website is down. It's just been one of those days. So glad you're here. Glad you come be part of this chaos. I'm so glad to see some familiar faces, so to speak, because all I see is names in the chat. So much for Mary and Jennifer, Margie, Naomi, and I was trying to think who else is in here. Naomi, Margie, myself. Live and cooking. You cooking some dinner, are you? I've been. I feel like I have short timers in a sense that I wanted to get other things done that's happening later in the week, so I couldn't focus very well on this project. Y'all ever been like that? You know, you've got something that's coming up. It could be a week, it could be a month, but it's coming up, and you got to plan for it. You got to be prepared for it, right? And so everything that comes in front of you, you're like, but that doesn't get me to there. So it's been kind of crazy. You know, we haven't had daily power flickers, but we have had several when I was at the shop at the most inopportune time. The power flick, and when it does that, it disconnects my printer from my network, and then whatever print job it was in the middle of, it loses, and so then I have to go figure out where I was and resubmit everything. You can't go to the retreat. I wish you could, Margie. I wish you could. I've been working on it. So here's I have to share all this because like y'all care. Oh, I'll show you. I set up. Are you ready? Hey, Julie, welcome. So glad to have you here. So this is a photo of the stuff that I'm going to bring. And I know you can't see my face at the moment, but if you start on the left-hand side, you'll see a pad of paper. Above that, you'll see an Amazon box and then a bag. So the Amazon box is full of Ziploc bags that have different leftovers in it. And so I decided to take that. This is fabric that's on top of it in that bag. And then if you move over to the right, you'll see a little drawer unit. And inside there is some blank paper as well as some what I call trash paper, junk paper. And then above that, I have a little basket with some things like journal cards and that kind of stuff. And then behind that, it has some book pages and pieces of paper that I can use when I'm collaging. In the middle is a Lazy Susan, and I have a little bag with a bunch of my supplies and goodies in it. And then next to that, you'll see a mailbox, and in that mailbox, I have my Distress Oxide inks and a couple of paper punches, and I think something else. I can't remember it at the moment. And I have a little cubby here that I've made. And then I've got two more drawers. One of them has some Tattered Angels and my stencils. And I have forgotten what's in the other. Above that is a big box of a project that I want to work on because I've had it in my stash for a while. So I'm getting it all set up. I have a board. I don't know if y'all saw it, but there was a board underneath that, and I used the repurpose. I can repurpose, y'all. We can do that. My husband gets thread all the time that he uses, and then he empties the spool. Well, instead of throwing away the spool, I saved those, and if you notice in that photo, I had used them as feet, and I stuck that up so I could put my stuff up above and have a space underneath. So it's kind of fun. Did retreats for your ATC group. It is kind of fun to be able to do that. To get away, and I haven't had a lot of opportunities to get away crafty wise in a while, so I'm kind of glad to do that. You know, I've made my list of things, been writing down the foods we're going to take. These are some more little pockets, ideas, a multi-pocket page, library card, envelope pocket, flip down pocket, stamp postcards, just different things. And then I have a to pack for after the live stream. So when I'm done with y'all today, I've got to remember to grab all of these things and grab them into the other room and get it all packed up. move this out of the way. I brought my notebook in here so that if I think of something else, I can add it. If you have ideas of stuff that maybe I've forgotten, just let me know in the chat. Love to hear it. So I'm still working on. Oh yeah, oh, you like that? My pen was on my page like this, and it had a paper towel on it. And what it did was it touched the paper towel, and it just bled through. Look how far it bled through. It went back several pages in there. So yep, all the lists. They're important. You got to have the list so you know, right? When you know, you know. All right, so I'm working on mostly white. I think today we're being loose on the white. There's not as much. But I have a pile of things, and my thinking was I have this napkin that I want to attach to a book page, and then I found this pretty scrapbook paper in my stash, and my thought was this is going to be a side loading pocket here that we can put stuff in. Would I be putting it on this side so you can see that beautiful floral all the way around, and then on this side we would have this napkin that'll be attached and it will fold in half. It needs to be 15 inches. I think what I'm going to do is start with attaching the napkin to my paper. So I'm just kind of getting a couple of scraps of paper laid out here so I don't get stickiness all over my desk. I think I've used that napkin before, or someone gave it to me. I don't know. I thought I used it on another page. All right, so I've got just Elmer's paste, glue stick, however you want to call this, and I know that I need to go along the edge, so I'm kind of do the perimeter. I may kind of go over the edge a little bit and wrap it to the other side. I am going to decorate the other side of this book page, so I don't really care what it looks like at the moment. Okay, so now I'm going to move these out of the way for a moment so that my napkin doesn't stick to that. Go in there. This in there too. All right, so I'm going to come down just a smidge and there we go. Just kind of smoothing that out. It's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. And I think I'll do is I'll cut off this bottom. Apparently I'm going to butcher it as I cut it because I should have used my other scissors, but that's okay. I am going to put a little bit of glue here so I can fold this over on the edge. Okay, and then I had a little bit of a hangover here. Sparkles! Hey! Hello, Michelle. My website is down, so if you tried to go in there and use your coupon code, you can't because my website's down. I put in a ticket. I can't leave things alone, apparently. I was trying to do some updates that it said it needed, and the last one I did was the one that broke the website. I was like, oh, you have got to be kidding me. Okay, kind of got that all smoothed out as best I can. I may get my fabric scissors because they cut that thin tissue paper of a napkin better. Yes, that's so much better. My little Fiskars I've used so much for paper that I probably need to take them to be sharpened because I've had them for so long. That looks better. Okay. So let's see. I've got all this paper here. I think what I want to do is I want to cut this piece of paper the same height as this piece of paper. And then I need to make sure it's 15 inches, right? Yeah, 8.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I knew that. 12, 13, 14, 15. Maybe what I'll do is, you know what? I think what I might do is end up folding this back and making a small pocket out of it for the other side. So the first thing I want to do is I want to trim this piece of paper. So I cleaned my desk off. I found a bunch of my pens I've been looking for. All right, so I made a little mark. Y'all probably can't see it because it's so tiny. Hey, Bonnie, welcome. It's so good to see you in the chat, lady. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm just going to line this up. Cut that off. Save that something else, somewhere else, some other time. I think I will go ahead and glue part of this down, or cut it down is what I meant to say, not glue it down. Cut it down. So I'll glue a strip to the back side of the scrapbook paper. Yeah. So, looking at this, I want this over here. I want this over here. So I'm going to put some glue all on here. And I'll stack them. Stack the other on top. I kind of dip it into the glue and then pick it up once. Kind of going over the napkin so it's in the back. All right. And my bone folder, which should be right here because I found it. There it is. I covered it up. And then I think what I want to do is flip this over. 12, 13, 14, 15. So if I were to go right here and fold that over, so my goal will be to make this a pocket on the other side. I think that'll be perfect for this. So I'm looking at it. I don't want to glue it just yet because I know that there's still some of the Elmer's glue in there. I am going to go ahead and take this portion and fold it over. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I guess I didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, it'll be less than because I've already folded the other. Okay. I guess it's supposed to be, I did it wrong. It's supposed to be 17 inches. That's why. That's okay though. So that's going to be like this. This will be this side. This will be this side. So my thought was to put this here and then find something to decorate that side with. Go over what I missed. I attached some napkin to my paper. Okay. I got this piece of paper because I thought I might want to use it over here. It almost fits perfectly. Look at that. But I don't know. It may be too much on this side. I don't know. I may do something else. I'm just going to lay it there for a second to kind of let that gel a little bit. This is still not dry yet. So this is going to go over here. And I can't decide what I want to use on this side yet. I got out a few things. Like, for example, I have this pink paper that I thought would be kind of pretty to make a pocket out of it, maybe. And then I've got some journal cards I could put in there. Or instead, I have this gal that could go on this page and has a journal card already. And I could just add any other embellishments to it. Keeping it pretty simple so that you can see the paper really well. Remember, this is going to be folded. I kind of think that's where I want to begin. I may add some more stuff over here. I have some lace bits I thought would be pretty. I got a little lace bit here that we could put on there. And I thought I saw, I've got this white butterfly. I don't know, something like that. To get that little pop of white in there. Okay. I glued it with some clear Elmer's glue stick. That's how I glue the napkin. I just put the glue stick down and then pat the napkin into place. And for the most part, it didn't get a lot of wrinkles in it. There may be a couple if you're really want to be nitpicky about it. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this into place. Because we got to work on making a pocket or a card. Oh no, I hate it when you hurt your fingers, your hands. I was working at the shop and I don't even remember what it was that I did, but I ended up smashing my hand. And then Henry came in to help me and something fell on my hand. I was like, oh my gosh, that's twice now that my hand's been smashed. Okay, I think I want to put it kind of in the middle. So this page won't stick out as far as the other pages, but I think I'm okay with that. And then I was thinking of putting this down here, although I kind of think maybe I should get a white piece of lace. Let's see what I have here. Nope, that's not white. I don't know. I'm still gravitating towards this little scrap. Oh, register drawers too. Yes, yes. It's been a long time since I've had to work retail and work at a register, but yeah, I can feel you on that. This piece is white. You can see that one a little better. I wonder if what I should do is maybe cut a little piece of this one. I'm looking here to see if I've got something else I want to include. And put maybe a little piece at the bottom and then do the butterfly. All right, let's get rid of this thing. I have a little postcard, just kind of making a little collage. Oh, and I also have these little little flowers. I think that's a better fit. What do you think? I think it is. I think it works. Y'all even with me? Y'all even paying attention to me? All right, I'm going to cut this. I'm trying to decide if I want it to hang off just a little bit, even though this is a pocket. I think I will. This one's kind of cut at an angle, so I'll kind of, maybe I'll cut it the other way. There. So, I think I need some of the fabric 3-in-1 beacon glue, and this is not the one I want because I think it's not going to function. No. I think it's time to just throw this one away. This one still has a little bit in it. Yeah. Between a seat and a ceramic bowl, who knew that acrylic toilet seat would be... Oh, yeah. That's... Ow. That hurts. I don't like it. Don't tell me no more. I do not want to feel your pain. Oh, dear. All right, so I'm going to lay this down on here. Just kind of smoothing it out. I thought I saw, yeah, I did. I have a little bit of some threads that I pulled off of some fabric when I was ripping it. I think just a little piece. Kind of like that. And then I think I'll cut this lace just a little bit and use a smaller piece. I think that works better. All right, so let's put a little glue down there. Toilets are dangerous. Dangerous. Okay. And then I think, let's put the butterfly here. Oh, I guess we'll put the flower there since I dropped glue. And then let's put a little right there. Okay, okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. We're making some progress here. Let's see. I may have a word phrase that might work. Ooh, I also have. No, I'll save those. Here's the words. Words. I could do believe in yourself. I don't know if I should put it up higher. May need another little piece of paper or fabric behind the believe. I'm looking. I think I want to cut a little strip and put that on here. Oh, he just told you no. Oh, washes it. The lid fell on your hand. Oh, no, I bet. No, ouch, 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 ouch. All right, so where are we? If I want a 1 inch, is that too far? Let's do 3/4 of, or is that 1 inch? I think it's 1 inch. All right. And I think we can center it and that would be fine. Using the scraps. Had to put some food in the oven. That's her extent of cooking. All right, let's distress this piece. I think something like that. So I'll glue those together. We got a proper boss fight going as opposed to an improper one. With this group, you never know what you're going to get. Oh, that twisted on me. I've changed my mind where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it down low. I think that's what I want right there. Wow, Bonnie got 110 junk bucks. Okay, I like it. So I kind of altered the way that looks. So I think I may go ahead and use this scrapbook paper on the back. And then this will fold over and almost match. So I've got another piece of paper I can put down maybe to fill that gap. So I need to trim this to be the same height. So I'm going to mark it here. And hopefully I'll get it cut correctly. All right. I guess if I had to, now that I've got that strip, when I put this down here, is I could layer this over here, even though the patterns are different, so that when this lines up, it's covered. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, let's trim this one off. Trim it away. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to glue this piece down. Then I'll glue down that strip. I don't even know where this one came from. I think this scrapbook paper came from the friend of my friend's mother. She had a lot of scrapbook paper, and now I have most of it. Oh, dear. But I'm trying to use it up. Okay, and I'm going to smooth this out. All right, so now I'm going to put this piece right here. I may want to put, I don't know, I gotta see how fragile this book page is that I used to make the pocket or the flip on the page. I guess I didn't cut that off all the way. Gotta trim it. Nope, still didn't get it. There we go. Bon Bon. You like it? Okay, I'm going to put some glue here. Alright, so I'm going to put a line of glue here. I think I was going to put a strip of paper here, and I think I'll do it with this book page. That piece of paper is really thin, so I'm just adding this to kind of give it a little bit more stability. Alright, so now glue up to here. I'm going to fold this. Okay. Smooth it out. There we go. Bon Bon. You like it? Like it? Alright. So this will go that way for my oversized page. And here we have a pocket. That we can put a few things in. Problem is my pocket keeps getting glued down. Don't do that. Okay, so that's going there. And I was thinking of putting this one over here, just kind of in this middle area. And we need to put something in the pocket, right? So this has a oversized card in it. I think I'll go ahead and glue this one down. Pockets! Yes, pockets for the 1-2 ring. Gotta have pockets. All the pockets for the queen. Okay. Put it right about here, I guess. Oh, it was still a little wet right there. Bummer. Well, we'll figure out something, right? How about if I were to put, I've got this little flower. I also have some lace. Or should we put it more this way? Like that. Maybe put the leaf going up. That covers up my boo-boo. That covers it up. All right, so I'm going to put some glue here. Getting that smoothed out. Okay. And then glue the flower. I'll get some bling and put on here too. What's everybody been doing this week? I kind of alluded to what I've been doing. I've been getting ready for my retreat that I'm going to. I leave on Thursday and work. I got to work tomorrow. Let me come down just a little bit there. All right, stay in place. An excuse to add something pretty. There you go. We did. Got a really big bling. Where is it? Here's my gym tack. I don't know if this will dry fast enough. I'll put a little drop here. Uh-oh. Trying to get the glue to move. Add pearls, the flat ones. Yeah, that could be another. Yep. Okay. I've got this little rhinestone I saw. Oh, and I just saw these too. I have some buttons. I'm going to add this big giant button. And then I know I have some pink buttons. And then we'll have to find some more bling, right? There we go. I think I need one more button. Here's a big one. Bigger pink one. Well, that's not where I wanted it, but there's where it's going. Okay. Let's see if I can find some more. You said flat back pearls? Well, here's one I can see that I will use. Oh. Come on, get where I want you to go. Ah. It's the only thing about glues, you know, they have a tendency to not dry immediately where I want them, or they dry too soon. One or the other. Never perfect, right? There we go. Okay. I don't know if I have some more. Oh, wait, here's some more. If I can get to them. Oh, I pulled it out. So I got different sizes here. Come on. Maybe put one right here. There. Just adding a little bit. Maybe another bling. Maybe right here. There. Lots of bling on that side. Now, we need to do something with this side because I didn't put any bling over here, right? So let's go ahead and put some buttons. I'm trying to decide. Maybe I don't want to cover up the lace, so maybe I can put one here. And let's see if we got another pink one that I like. Heads, but what are you doing? Buttons with no thread? Yeah, well, it doesn't. I don't have time for thread, Bonnie. Some of them have thread, some of them don't. I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe one more little pink one. Maybe right there. Or, yeah, like that. Okay, I need this glue. I'm traumatizing Bonbon. Oh, well, I'm sorry. In your journal, you may put all the threads you want in your buttons. I give you permission to do that. Kind of like that on the edge. There. Okay. Throw a dab of glue in the buttons hole. Yeah, there you go. You know what? I have something better. Let's see if I have some left. I take a bunch of it to the other room, so I don't know if there's any in here. This one may be dried up. I think it is. I've got some. Oh, yeah, this is definitely dried up. Do I have another one right here? But I saw something. It's a different color, but it might work. It's called confetti glitter. It was on clearance. Oh, look, I haven't even opened it yet. Okay. So if I were to put a little dot. Of course, if that I'm doing this on this live, it won't be dry anytime soon. So I'm going to try to use my heat tool in a moment and see if I can get it to do that. Glitter! Okay. I'm trying to get the plastic off of this so it's easier to open the next time I want to use it. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to use my heat tool a little bit. And I need to put that down. Wipe it off. Okay, so I'm going to let this set and let's make something to go in this pocket. So get everything out of the way. Get all the things, put them away. All right, I got buttons. This goes here. All right, so I believe this, if I get my ruler out, is, I got to get where the edge is, but I think this was an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I cut. Yes, okay. So if I do 5 by 8, it would fit whatever I put in here. And I could put a tab coming off of it. For example, I have this little birdie that could become a tab. So let's cut a piece of white cardstock to build our base with. So I got a piece of white cardstock. And so that I don't mess up my buttons, I'm going to position that over here. And let's cut this. Indoctrinate you. I keep getting weird ads when I'm on Pinterest for stuff, and I'm like, I am not interested in that. I think I'm going to go out to 5¼ inches. And let's make this 8¼ inches. So I'm always going, hide ad, irrelevant. Quit showing me this nonsense. It's nonsense. Takes me back to the drug ads. Quit showing me drug ads. I don't need you to tell me what medication I need to be on. The voices in my head tell me. Okay, so it goes in. It's just a little snug. I gotta check all my edges. Okay, that works. All right, so it goes in. And I know this one's gonna go over here. I kind of like the little cluster. What do you think of that? Can you see it? And then there's glitter on her. I don't know if you can see it. She doesn't have any glitter on her. I'll have to go get my glitter pen. Glue. I can't get my words out. My glitter from the other room. All right, so I didn't use this earlier. So what if I were to cover this white piece of paper and add some layers on it? I've got this, do I want to go that far over or like that? And then maybe cut a piece for that corner. I have this journal card that I made the other day, and it could become a pocket. So here's another option I could do, is move this up and then make this a pocket, but it doesn't go all the way to the edge. Would this fit? Maybe I should find something that can go on this strip. Oh, is this long enough? It may not be long enough. Nope. Oh, that's long enough, but not wide enough. So, let's find another scrap of paper. Then you see that. I'm trying to decide if I want to collage on here. So we have all these different pieces that I could fill in with. Do I see something better? I've got some, whenever I cut strips, I don't know why, but I have a tendency to save some of them. I don't really see another one that falls in the right color scheme. Say no to gravity. Wear a bra. Where did y'all devolve into? I'm sorry, those of you that are watching this replay and don't understand, they begin to talk about what would happen with their womanly body parts that are designed to be held up with support. Always wears a bra, even to bed. Wow, Bonnie. Only when I leave the house, which is almost never. Friday was the first time in over 2 years. Oh my goodness, y'all crack me up. Too funny. I don't know. I'm looking at all this. Oh, look what I found. Well, we got to use that. I'm using up the scraps, right? We got to use it. I have a piece of coffee dyed strip here. Look at that. Put that on there. I think that works. Hey, I got a plan. I got a plan. All right, so first, I want to glue this piece down. Gotcha. Yeah, it's important if you've got things that you need to take care of. You wear it where it's necessary. When's necessary, all the way. I have a friend that she had breast cancer, and as a result, she ended up with, I may not be saying it right, lymphedema. And so her glands would swell. Every night before she goes to bed, she had to massage her arm and her shoulder, and then she has to wrap her fingers individually, then wrap her hand, and keep going all the way up her arm, up to her, right up to the armpit, I think it is, so that the fluid would not settle in her arm, because her arm would swell up. And doing it this way pushes it all up. It's like, oh my gosh, she had to do that every day. Okay, I think what I want to do is put this here. Do I want to put that down first? Yeah, so I'm going to put this one down first. I didn't put any distress inks on the edges, so I'll have to make do. But this one I want to put on there before or with my distress inks. This was one of my pages that I took undesirable paper and turned it into desirable paper by painting it and stamping on it. All right, so that's going to be glued in here. All right. Put a little glue on here. All right, now let's trim this off. Redo it so you can see it again. You know what? You can watch the replay, young lady. All right, so I was thinking of putting a little piece of this on top. So if I go cut this off, and then I can layer this on top. Layers upon layers upon layers. So I think I may put it over just a smidge, and then my idea was to put this on top. Yeah, okay. So we need to make that piece into a pocket. Okay, and then I'll smooth it out. replay. That's what I have to do when I miss stuff. I have to stop it, back it up, watch it, stop it, back it up, watch it again. Oh, now I get it. All right, so I've got a little book page here. And let's see, is this too big this way? Yeah, go this way. So this was just one of Norella's papers, or her digital papers, printed on thin copy paper because I forgot to change the paper out. So I like to back those with other papers because they're thin. Hey, Marty, welcome. Okay, just listening. No one talk till you get back. Don't leave me, Marty. I understand. You got to take care of the family, right? Uh-oh, is Junkie Joe being mean? All right, let's trim this down. And I'm going to trim this one too. All right, so this was a piece where I used a tiny paper punch and was punching these tiny dragonflies, and I chose to space them out a little bit more evenly on this little scrap so that I could use it at a later day for something else. So if you are using, little punches that have pretty shapes, well, use them on like a strip of paper that could be used as a decoration. Okay, go ahead and trim this corner. Get rid of the trash on the table. Okay. All right. Fold that in and fold this one in and fold this one in. Now, let's layer these pieces together. And I think we're going to have to maybe find some bling to put on here. Another thing I could do before I glue this down is grab a piece of lace. I want to put this where it's coming off the page a little bit. So maybe a flat piece of lace. I've got this little scrap. I mean, why not? It's something I had already. Let's glue that down. Punched out scrap. Isn't it kind of a fun thing to do? Because you can, play around with those scraps. And I use them by taking the shape out of them however I can. Oh, I think I go this way. So you can get 2 for 1 out of it. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. There we go. I was trying to decide if I want to put a little piece of lace behind this piece. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. You do that, Julie. You punch the shapes out of your strips or scraps of paper, and then if you do it where they are evenly spaced, sometimes you can use that negative to make another element. Okay, I'm going to lay a block on top of there. Now, do I want to just put that right in the middle, or find a piece of lace to go behind there? A different piece of lace. You don't really see it that much, do you? Yeah, it kind of just fades right into it. Maybe I could put a smaller piece, not going across the whole thing. I don't like that one either. They're getting auditioned and shot down. It's like, no, you do not qualify to be used at this time. I have this, it's a lace that has a little bit of some pearls on it. And it is a pain in the tuchus to use. It will also catch on the pocket, so I'm going to not use that. Okay, I've got one more that I want to try. I think that's what I'm going to go with. It's just a very, very faint pattern. You see it more in person than you would on the pocket, but I think that would be the best solution for this. So I'm going to position it somewhat in the middle, and we're going to use the beacon glue and glue this on top. Ah! Margie says, I wanted to name a cat Scraps once, but I didn't because I know Scraps have lots and lots of babies. You like that? Okay, we're getting there. All right, let's see if I can position this without it moving. I may not have it straight, so I've got to adjust. Okay, so this piece is going to go in here in this little pocket. So let's add some distress inks to this card. Trying to get behind where I put that little tab. Using up all those scraps. All right, let's do this back side. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, it did move. Come on. I may need more glue behind there. Because I just put the glue on the paper and then put the paper down on top of the lace. And it looks like my lace has shifted just a little bit. Oh, now it's stuck. Okay. So we'll just let it be. Let it be. Oh, dropped it. I saw some more cards. I have this, that looks good in there. That's from the Bella Rose kit or garden. It's one of my kits. And I thought I had some more cards. Oh, I moved them. Okay. Oh, here we go. I have this card. Well, I have these two cards. That'll be good. So I have these two cards that I think would fit in here back behind. Just kind of making it stick out just a little bit. Extras. All right. And I know that this isn't dry yet, but we can slide it into the pocket. All right, why aren't you going in now? There we go. So I can leave that sticking out just a smidge on that pocket. And I think these aren't solid yet, but they're not sticking to my finger. All right, so on this side, we need to decide what we want to add. Now we have a pocket over here that we can put things in. And we've got this whole space here. Now I found a card that was given to me, and I'm trying so desperately. Okay, I don't want it to stick, so I'm going to get a piece of acetate to put in here. Well, of course, it can't be easy to get what I want. I don't want this accidentally sticking, so I'm putting a piece of acetate there to help protect my page. All right. So I think what I want to do is I have this piece that I made a long time ago, and since it kind of blends right into the background, maybe we should frame it. I could frame it with a piece of white cardstock so that it kind of stands out a little better. I think another thing I could do is use a book page. Maybe trim this book page down so all you see is the text peeking out. And in fact, I could make it another pocket on the page. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold over this edge. Get it straight. Get it straight. Fold over this edge. and then fold over this edge, and looking at it, how much border do I want all the way around? So I think if I fold it right about here, so then if I put this on top of here, I've made another pocket that I can put on the page. Nature's so needy, she just called to you. You love that peacock. That's from a card that I think I picked up when Tuesday Morning was still in business. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's add some distress inks to this piece. Possibly fold it a little straighter. I think this will be good to put. All right, so do we want this to be a top loading pocket? I think that might be a good idea. That way I could put a tall card in there. So let's trim off the corners. Just want to trim this one off, and this one, and this one, and this one. And I'm going to glue this tab down. All right, and then these are going to go right on here. So before I do that, I happen to have some doilies I found. I think, oh, it's too big, but I could use half of one. I think there's more than one here together though. I don't want to cut it and then there was, you know, multiples here. Apparently I can't see. Come free! There it goes. I have a smaller one, but I think if I were to put half down and then put this over the top, I have a smaller one. I don't know. Another thing I could do is just put lace on the paper. I think that's what I'm going to do. You want me to use the doily? I know. Okay, fine. I'll use the doily. It goes up. Okay. So first thing I want to do is I want to make a back for my pocket. And here's why. If I put this doily down and the pocket is over it, every time I would go to put something in here, it'll catch on any part of this doily. So if I put another piece of paper inside that area, then I won't have to worry about my cards catching on the paper behind. So first I'm going to cut this to fit inside, and then I need to go this way. And just a little bit shy. Extra. All right, so now if I put this in here, now I can glue these flaps down. There. Now I can take this piece and I want to cut it in half. The big one's good. I'm just going to cut it up. There. I am going to add a little bit of some distressing on the edge. A little bit on the doily. There. Alrighty, so now this is going to go here. This will go over the top of it. So I want to make it somewhat center. So that'll stick out there. And I think I can leave it loose because I'm going to glue down the rest of it. So I'm going to put glue here. Now, this piece, it's going to be glued completely down because we've made it into a pocket. So now I'm going to glue this like so. Pockets on all the pages. And then this piece will get glued right on top. Do I want, possibly, I have a really wide piece of lace here. That's not it. Oh, I don't know. I also have this stuff. I kind of like that. It's sparkly. It mutes the book page a little bit. And then we still have the pocket here. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to cut it a little bit down here. Like so. This is wide ribbon from the Christmas department at either Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and I usually go after Christmas and look for what I consider more of a neutral design or pattern. This being white, I knew I could use it on anything, and I've also picked some up in gold and silver, red and green, which doesn't always have to be for, you know, Christmas. Hobby Lobby! So be on the lookout when you go after Christmas to get all the discounts. All right, so I know I want to glue that down using this piece. So first, I think I'm going to put down a little bit of glue in the middle. And then we're going to put glue on here. Come on. By putting the glue on here, I should be able to kind of smash it into place. All right, let's put my block on there. Just a moment. All right, so this unties, okay? Then this flips over, and we have a little card. This flips over, and this flips over, and then you have a little card, a tag, and a little piece of paper inside to write upon. Now, trying to get it all back into the pocket is another thing coming, because it wants to fight me whenever I'm on a live stream. Come on now, cooperate. And then this closes back up, and then this ties shut to keep it all nice and neat. This is gonna be a fluffy journal with all of these goodies. What do you think? I like it. All right, so now we need something to go in here. And I do have these, but I think they're too short. I do have this piece of cardstock that if I were to cut it to be narrower, I could maybe do another pocket tag. All right, so we're going to cut this off. If it ain't fluffy, it just ain't anything. Yep. All right, so if this goes in here, hopefully I made it narrow enough. I may not have. Yeah, and sticks out the top. We could make that have a pocket on it for these journal cards. Granted, we did use those journal cards on top of this pocket, but I might as well use them again. Okay, it's not sticking yet. Okay. So, what do I have that we can decorate this with? I have a little bit of this pink left. I may see if I've got, oh, I've got this, I've got this purple paper. I think we could use that on here and then make a pocket. This isn't wide enough, but this one is on the bottom. Something like that. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, let's cut this one down though. You have to have lots and lots of pretties to pet, right? My basket market. Oh, what about Hobby Lobby? Uh-oh, I missed it. Where'd it go? Basket Market is Hobby Lobby sample store, and there is only one occupancy, and it's closing December 1st? Really? They decided to not have it anymore, huh? Wow, okay. So you're telling me I need to go shopping for crap I don't need? Don't tell Henry. Okay. Move this out of the way. Wow, I can't believe they're closing. They've been there for so long. Okay, I think I'm going to do like, yeah, right about there. This was some paper I dyed a long time ago. I think that was with the cherries. Maybe the blackberries. I can't remember. I did so many. Okay, so if I were to put this on here, and then if we have some kind of a pocket on the bottom here. That might be kind of neat with the different layers. And then I can, you know, I'm going to tear this corner the same on the other side. Okay. Well, we'll have to go shopping before they're gone. All right, now, what do we want to do for a treatment on the white portion? I think I may glue that together. I'm going to go ahead and distress ink these. Margie won some junk bucks. Okay, so this piece, I may do that one. No, I think I like this better. Okay. I was thinking about just doing a layered pocket with all these scraps. This would be the bottommost on there. So I probably need to do something like fold this up. It's not very straight, Linda. Let's do it better. Time to eat. Eat. Enjoy. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so I'm going to put this over the edge just for a moment, just so I can make sure how I'm doing this. And then my thought was to glue these pieces maybe even put like that. So there would be a little pocket here if I reinforce this, and maybe a pocket here and a pocket back there. Is that too many? Maybe? Then this would go. It does cover up that portion, but maybe no tiered pockets. Just glue it all together, Linda. Quit making it so complicated. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some glue here and just glue this floral piece down. Okay. And then this piece, glue this down. Okay. And then do I want one more, or is that enough? I kind of like that. I am going to glue another piece of paper here just because that one is so fragile. So I'm just going to glue this one on top of it, or on the back side. It's layers, and I'm using all the scraps. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to lay this on here for a moment. Okay, now I'm going to trim this a little bit. And trim the corner. Trim this corner. And probably add a little bit more glue here. All right. Delayed sending. Okay, so I think what I want to do is this is going to be layered on top of here. This will be glued in the background and we'll do something when the corner's there. So I need to decorate this white area a little bit. Do I want to cut the corners like a tag? Might be a good idea. Let's see how this looks. That'll work. And then we'll flip this side over. There. Now, we can distress it. I got little pieces of scraps everywhere. And then we'll glue this all together. Getting your Bible journaling stuff out. Not too many pockets. Never too many pockets. Okay. They're probably, Hobby Lobby's going to close their sample store because they're just going to put them out in their regular stores. I have a feeling. And just make a clearance area. Or they're going to send it to a wholesaler. I kind of feel like I should stamp this background. So I'm going to grab a Scrapbook. And I've got the henna rose. So let's just stamp it. So about that high up, so we can start here. So it's still got the white. Now it's just a little bit more decorative. I hadn't stamped yet today. Put that down behind there. I like it. I hope you do as well. Well, what are y'all going to do this week? You got big plans? I am going to finish packing. And then I have to work tomorrow and Wednesday. And then Thursday, I will finish loading the last in my car. And I've got to make a couple-hour drive north to the retreat. Ah, gotcha. So they won't have to have physical samples. Gotcha. Well, that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to glue this down. Go to work and hope your back doesn't get worse. Well, I hope so too. Are you doing all your exercises, Julie? Do your exercises. I know, it doesn't feel good. Do it anyway. My big plans are resting up from Friday. That was a challenge, I bet, because you don't hardly get out. I understand. All right, so I'll pop this down here. Okay. Now I think I have a couple of other images. That might be kind of pretty. Maybe if we had, ooh, I've got this purple. I think I'm going to cut a little piece of that. Using this little scrap that was just laying here on my desk. I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I hope that it's as enjoyable as I want it to be. It will be. It's what I make of it. It's a very small group that are going. Yeah, you think you should turn it into a liquidation store because it's all about the thrill of the hunt. Yeah, I get it. Just bring all of their stuff over. But it depends. They may not be getting the sales that they expect to get, and that's why they're closing it down. And honestly, it would be better that they would make a permanent clearance section in the Hobby Lobbies, and then that way you know to go back there and see what they have. Do I want? Got a little dragonfly. I think that is kind of pretty. Just putting some pieces on there. Put that right here. And then I'll glue this guy down. There we go. All right, this needs to go back up here. That's a scrappy scrap. This is what I was going to put in the pockets, because I thought it kind of went with the whole theme here. Hopefully I forgot to cut those corners, but that'll work. And then I have these little pieces. These were some stamps I've had for a really, really long time, and then one day I had some scraps, and so I just cut them all the same except for this one and stamped these images, and then I used watercolor paints to color them in. So just put that like that. Now, we probably want a hole in the top since it is a giant tag. So I'm getting my hole punch out here. Come in just a little bit. Make a hole. Well, I may change my mind. I was going to put something through there. I think I have some other. Go through the hole. All right, this will work. Okay. I didn't sew it today. I even turned on my sewing machine thinking I would be sewing a lot today, but I didn't. Woo. Okay. So this one is going to go in here. Hopefully I didn't make it too wide. I think I did. Oh, come on. Fit in there. What would I have to do? I'd have to cut. I can't believe that I folded this such a way that it's interfering with my pocket. All right, well, we'll save it for another spot, and I'll make a new card for that another time. Because the only thing I know to do is to trim it. If I trimmed off the edges just a little bit, it would fit, because I should have cut it narrower than I did. All right. Well, in theory, that's where it was going to go. I'll have to find another spot. I guess I could put it here and make another card for the other side. I have this big card that somebody gave me, and it has the envelope. So I'm just going to pop that into this big pocket. And we didn't put anything on here. Man, it's so fluffy. I think for now I'm just going to leave that plain. So we did all that work on that and stuffed it in there. You know, I need a word on there. Oopsie. How about aspire to be amazing? That'll work. Yeah, I know. Oh, they're making a clearance section. Okay, good. I haven't been to Hobby Lobby in a while. Okay. Oh, I know what I can do. Okay, so this is going to go in here. And then over here, we need a narrow, Linda, not as wide, narrow. I was looking to see if I already had a piece of cardstock I could use. That's a brighter pink. Oh, that's kind of pretty, but it won't. I could make that narrower though. Okay. So using my ruler, let's do this again. It needs to be less than 4.5. So if we do a 4 1/4, that would be narrow enough. 4 1/4 should be narrow enough. So this can fit. Yes, it fits. Now, I found this piece of paper. I could trim a little bit. I don't know. Let's see what else we have. What if I were to just put that? I think that's what I'm going to do, because she'll stick out just a little bit. Okay. I have a plan. Cheating. Oh, sparing no one. Junkie Joe is on the prowl to take you out. No junk bucks for you. All right, so I want to make sure that I'm, this corner. This is one of Norella's images that I had cut the journal page in half. I'm going to put some distress inks down this edge, and I think I'll fold it to the back side. So if I pull this around to the other side, okay. Before I commit to anything, let's test this again, Linda. Oh yeah, that'll work. Okay. And I think I'll just make this a little pocket. It's not too fragile. So let's add some distress inks before I glue down the edge. Okay. So it gives us a very narrow space to write on the back of this journal card, but it has a pocket so we can add some other cards in. Okay. There we go. And I didn't distress this edge, so let's do that one. Okay. There we go. So on that side, I thought I had another smaller journal card here. Oh, I've got this one. I don't know if that's too wide. That'll fit in there. I have this one that could go in there. And maybe something else a little bit taller. It fits. I'm trying to decide, do I want to put a paper clip on there or just leave it? There we go. I don't know. What do you think? Oh, it skipped you again, huh? All right, so here is the new tag or card I made using one of Norella's images. I may come back and add some glitter to it. And I just had some cards. These are from different kits. This is from Scrapbook paper. That's cardstock. And I just put them in a small pocket. This is a rubber stamped image. So it gives us some white, and it gives us something pretty that when we turn this around and look at it. I don't know that I want to add anything else other than maybe the glitter, because the page is really bulky as it is right now. Somebody just messaged me. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and get rid of... Oh, good. It did come off a little bit, so it was a good idea that I put that in there. So this is the first page that we did today. Get a drink. Yeah, I agree, Julie. A paper clip would make it harder to get in the pocket. So this was scrapbook paper. This was a napkin that I adhered to a book page. I made this one during one of my lives, and then I just made some little cards to go inside. And that is a closed back pocket, so that slides in easily. And then I was rubbing my finger, and I have a bad habit of doing that. Whenever I put something down, I'll rub like that while I tore some of the napkin. So I just made a little cluster out of some old buttons and some glitter paint and some bling. And then over here, this is another one of Norella's images, this one as well. And I had cut the pages in half, so this was 8.5 tall by 5.5 wide. And I ended up adding some pieces down here at the bottom. And then inside of there, we made a journal card where I layered a bunch of scraps onto a piece. Left the back blank so we can write on it. And then I had some journal cards in my stash, so I thought these would be pretty in here. This is from the Fairy Frolic kit, and this was where I stenciled the Feeding Frenzy stencil onto some white cardstock. And this is from the Garden Rose. I think that's what that's called. So those go back in here. And then on this side, I folded the napkin page back over and decided to use this scrapbook paper in the background. And I'd cut it to be shorter. So I put the strip inside because this wasn't quite wide enough. I think it worked out. And then this was a journal card that somebody gave me. I just thought it was pretty enough that it should be included. Pop that in. This was the tag I made that was supposed to fit in the pocket that I made, but silly me, I forgot that I should have made it a little bit narrower than what I did. But I think it turned out pretty good by using all the scraps that were just laying here on my desk. I used 4 pieces of book page and then a pattern piece in the middle there, and this is one of Norella's images. This is a rubber stamp. This was a piece of dyed paper, sheet music, and then stamped the edge. Norella's images again, and then some stamped images. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I didn't put anything on this portion of the page. I might have, let me look here. I don't know if I want something like that. I think I used all the little clusters I made. That might be better to put on there, is to paper clip this on the page, and then it would help hold these items so they don't fall out. That's what I'm thinking. That's a little envelope I made a while back. Just put a journal card inside, and then I had a little piece of some lace and fabric that I made. I think that works. Oh, there's that other piece of lace. Okay. Okay, I think that works. Kind of gives it a little bit more there for the layers. And then on this side, I just made a simple card on the front, and then adding the layers in the back. And then this piece opens up, and you've got a card that you can write in. Well, hello, Hercules. And then this flips open, and that flips open. This is a tutorial that I did a while back. Lots of pieces. Put it back in here. Well, let's pick a winner. You never Mod Podge? Yeah, I don't like Mod Podge, though. I like using the Elmer's glue stick. JJ's having a tantrum. He doesn't want anybody to win. I did make the envelope, and it wasn't vellum. It is a mulberry paper. I have a whole bunch of it. Here, where is it? Oh, there it is. It was some paper that I got a long time ago at Tuesday Morning for $1.99. And it is 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that's kind of see-through. It's like fabric. Think of it like, pretend it is interfacing that has been stamped with gold glitter foil. That's what I would call this. So if you have some sew-in interfacing, it's usually stiff, but it's thin at the same time, you could use that. All right, well, let's pick a winner of some junk bucks while I make my pile here of all the things that I want to take with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that it inspires you to get in your space, use up some of those papers that you have abundance of, and make something pretty. I know, I missed Tuesday Morning too. It had some really good stuff. All right, let's pick a winner. We've got 3 people in the raffle for the junk bucks. You gave your glue stick away to a friend. Well, right now at, where was I? Walmart, they had 2 for 50 cents. So stop by Walmart, I guess, and just pick you up a new one. All right, Julie and Bonnie got in. Let's pick a winner. And the winner of 200 junk bucks is Naomi. All right, well, I'll update Naomi's junk bucks. Naomi. Well, I don't know which one she is, so we're just We'll fix it. Well, thank y'all so much for being here today. I hope you'd enjoyed this live stream. And like I said, it gives you, we've got a little bit of some shadows there. It gives you some inspiration on creating, using what you have and having fun with it. And you don't have to stress about how long it takes you to put something together. Take your time and have fun while you do it. Thank you for your donations today. I greatly appreciate your support. Thank you for your thumbs up and sharing this video with others so that they can come and hang out with us in the future. Bonnie, you bought 25 packs of glue sticks? Awesome. Yeah, I think I was just using the Elmer's clear glue stick is all I was using. Seems to work. For some reason, it's flashing out. It's not this dark. It was working the other day, but it's got some pretty colors. Oh, I didn't even show you my nails. They're glitter and got little hearts on them. Glue sticks never work for you? Well, I think there's one by Uhu, U-H-U, and then this Elmer seems to work pretty good. But I'm also gluing other things on top of it and wrapping it to the other side. So in this case, Margie, maybe a glue stick would work for you better if you are putting a napkin on a book page, but make the napkin go over and onto the back, and then use regular glue to assemble the thing that you made out of the book page and the napkin. Maybe that would help. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Aw, thank you so much, Bonnie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you so much for your kind words. Alrighty. Well, yeah, Yoo-Hoo's a good one. They're expensive, but they're good. Well, I'm going to get off here. Thank you again so very much. I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me today. And as I said earlier, do something creative and then do something kind for someone else out there. You never know what someone else is going through. That smile, that hello, that phone call or text message to check on somebody you haven't talked to in a while may make a difference in their day that you may never know the impact of, but it's a big one, right? Y'all have an amazing week. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Be creative, have some fun, and be kind. Y'all take care. Love you. Bye.